Hi, I'm Rachel Neville. I'm an artist, I'm a photographer, and a former dancer. At the end of 2024, something completely unexpected happened. Through meditation, I opened to channel. It's a bit of an origin story, that's for sure. But what's relevant now is that I am a vessel for Artemis, who is also one of my primary guides, and a whole host of other beings who step forward to bring us messages, who call themselves the collective. This is a real channeled session, shared with permission, meant to help you reconnect to your own inner guidance, your own sense of the greater consciousness around us. No scripts, no performance. I need to be clear about my role here. I'm the vessel. I'm sort of like a radio. The wisdom comes through me, but I'm not the source of it. My job is to create these sacred spaces for the messages to come through. Your job is to allow for the vibration to sit into your system, to sink into your tissues, and allow your cognitive mind to absorb the information. For transparency, any long pauses that naturally occur during a transmission may have been trimmed just for flow. Basic audio and lighting may be adjusted a little bit, but really nothing else has been changed. The messages and the energy remain completely authentic. If you feel called to be here, welcome. Your presence shapes some of the messages that come through.
We would like to give a teaching today. This teaching centers on your way of passage through your daily structures. So often is the case that humans, particularly at this time within your culture, are focused on high productivity, high value memory tasks, high value output. So often is the case that humans at this point in their evolution feel guilty for taking a moment of respite, for taking time to regenerate, for feeling guilty for taking a rest. This is particularly predominant within women and particularly predominant with women who have children. That is not to say that it is not an all-encompassing situation within many of you, but this particular demographic experience this frequently. And we say unto you, as you are highly aware of all that is outside of this conversation, revolving around self-care and moments of peace, taking care of yourself before others, so on and so forth. We would say unto you, this is false. And we would have you let this land at this time. Self-care, self-propagation, self-need, self is the predominant conversation when it is in regards to exhaustion, when it is in regards to overwhelm, when it is in regards to more cognitive function than a human body can handle in one day. The solution is not to come back to the self for self-care and self-recovery time. The solution is to come and quiet your senses. And we say this with great friction. We say this with great intention. Recovery time, as it is known in productivity circles, recovering the space within the cognitive mind, cleaning out, repairing, and allowing for more space to be available to your cognitive mind, while is an excellent way to regenerate, is not, in most cases, what is helpful to the human who is in constant overload. The human that is in constant overload is so often being bombarded with sensory information that is too great for one human to handle in one day. And we do not mean this by way of too much information. We mean too much sensory input through our eyes, through our hearing, through our physicality, through the tone and wavelengths that are being bombarded within the system. Sleep will repair some. Certainly, it allows for the mind to clean out that which is no longer needed, to allow for it to regenerate and begin again. But it does not, in itself, allow for the sensing body to be regenerated. It does not, in itself, allow for a quieting of the system. What allows for a quieting of the system is your meditative practice, is a practice of observing the feeling body and allowing for those vibrations that are coming into it to soften and be. Notice we do not say soften and release, for it is not possible in full actuality to release that which is coming toward you. We are asking you to be aware of the sensing body and to allow it to be. This is a fundamental dynamic change. Allowing it to be. It is a shift from intake and constant activity to observing, relating, and being. And what we mean by this, being, is a state of anticipatory reaction and allowing, as if the information was flowing towards you. You observe the information and you allow it to arrive. Allowing this being is not the constant state you move through your days with. You spend your days in resistance, spend your days in forward momentum, in task delineation and production and workings. You spend your day doing. Creation, resistance, creation, resistance, creation, resistance, rather than being. Some might note this as a familiar conversation as it relates to living in the now. That is a function of the cognitive mind, and we do applaud that attempt and effort, but this is different. This is a state of observing and recognizing and allowing your senses to simply be with a softness and an intention of flow. To begin to realize that which is needed here is a consistent practice of 3 to 5 minutes per day of allowing this sensing to take place. And from this standpoint, we offer this guided meditation to allow for this practice to take place. Sitting in an upright position in an environment that is comfortable both physically and cognitively, we would have you drop your sensing down into your core, that area just below your diaphragm. With an intake of breath, allow the release of this area to expand, and with an out breath, allow it to settle as naturally as possible. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. At this time, we would have you begin to move through your senses one at a time. Physically, sense your musculature, your physical body, the resonance that lives in you. Next, Pay attention to any vibrational points within you. Next, listen to as many sounds as you can hear within your environment. Next, use your visual sense behind closed eyes to see what there is as liquid and solids and gases move beneath your eyelids as your imagination creates, and you feel the sensing within you. Notice the thoughts as they arise and release. Focusing now on the area of the nose and mouth. Sensing the structures, the qualities, the textures, the tastes, the sensations. Notice the air that moves past your tongue as you breathe in. Or the smell of your surroundings. Focusing now back on the sensing of the vibration within you, allowing this to be what it is. This is a note that I've been being given over and over in the last little while when I move into overwhelm and all of the regular things don't work, right? Sleep doesn't work. You're still there in the morning when you wake up. I think maybe all of these were given for me today specifically. Anyway, I hope they help you guys. Constant conversation. I don't know if that was very clear. I'm pretty tired today, so I apologize for that. And I don't know if I believe it, to be honest. Here's the thing. This is what our society is saying at the moment. I am a working mom. I am one of these people that they were directly talking about today. And that's what they tell you to do. Do self-care, which, yes, as a working mom, I roll my eyes. When is there time for self-care, right? If I get to work out twice a week, I'm lucky. If I have an extra half an hour in the shower, those kinds of things. But this is something that they've been talking about repeatedly with me for the last 2 weeks, as it's like trying to find my center when I'm in overwhelm. I've been given it several times. Is my natural tendency is to go to read the same book over and over again or watch the same Netflix shows, just put it on repeat. So it's like numbing, right? The numbing. So I can do that and then fall asleep, or I can do that and I can calm down and then move on in my day, or whatever it is, the numbing part of it, right? The self-care, what you do to come back from these things. And they've repeatedly say, walking good, exercise good, sleep good, all these things are good, right? But what you really need to do is come to what they call your sessions. And it's back into this sensing space. Again, I've realized over the last 2 weeks, the thing that drops me right back into my center fastest. Even though I'm having that personal experience with this, I still don't fully believe that, because it's not what they're telling us. They're telling us to do self-care. They're telling us to do recovery activities. Maybe this is just a souped up version of recovery activity. I don't know. I don't know if they fully, if it was able to come through in a fully explained way. But I'm going to keep trying this and I'll report back. That's all there is to do. Let's just try it and see what happens. Can't hurt, right? 5 minutes of doing this can't hurt.
You just have to find the 5 minutes to do it. That's the thing. It's you like actually have to find the 5 minutes to do that. And pretty hard when you're putting out fires all the time around you. But I've been doing it more and more and it's kind of working. So anyway, I'll keep you updated. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. The real work begins, of course, when you turn off this video. It's one thing to sit in these vibrations and listen and feel good, and it's another thing to take it into your real life and really connecting to the greater consciousness and that well of well-being that exists for all of us. My hope is that these messages simply remind you of the connection that's available, the guides that are here to help, quite literally the love that surrounds us and is always within us. Trust what you know, take what serves you, and leave the rest. Come back as often as you need to listen to the messages, to sit in the vibration and allow it to sink into your tissues. Reach out with any questions that you have. It's been my experience that the guides will always answer. Not necessarily always in the way you're expecting or in what you're hoping, but always in the way that you need for that particular moment in time. If this felt meaningful, there are more of these transmissions on this channel. Please feel free to subscribe. We also offer one-on-one sessions and community support for those who are looking for a deeper connection. Thanks for being here with me in the collective today.